This is question number 1 on practice homework 10 for module 14. So this is a very standard question about valuation using the residual operating income model. So we're provided with the sales, NOPAT, and NOA numbers for a bunch of years, including the horizon period and terminal period. And we're also provided with the discount rate and terminal period growth rate and common shares outstanding and the net non-operating obligations NNO. And then we need to pay attention to the rounding requirement. Round answers to the nearest whole number unless noted otherwise. Use your rounded answers for subsequent calculations. So most of the numbers here we need to round to the whole numbers except for the discount factor, which asks us to round to 5 decimal places, and stock price, and the shares outstanding stock price, which asks us to round to 1 or 2 decimal places. So to solve this question, let me first copy the numbers to my spreadsheet. So paste by text. And this is basically the number. So first we need to calculate this NO residual operating income, right? So based on the formula, if you check the formula, you will find out that the residual operating income model is basically the fair value equals NOA plus present value of expected ROPI. So ROPI is further defined by NOPAT minus beginning. So this is like the previous year's NOA times RW, the discount factor. So that is the. So first we need to calculate the ROPI. So if you look at this this table, ROPI is NOPAT minus the beginning year. So that's for relative to 2017. That's 2016, right? NOA. And then times the discount rate is 6%, right? So, and then we just pull the cell all the way to the right, to the terminal period. So that's basically ROPI. Then the next one is the discount factor, right? So for first year, it's going to be 1 over 1 plus the discount rate. And discount rate is 6%. And for the first year, I don't need a power because power here is 1, but I still want to put a power here. The reason is that after that, I can just pull the cell, drag the cell all the way to the right, and then the Excel will automatically calculate the subsequent year's discount factor. So I just want to put this number and minus 2016. So 2017 minus 2016 for this year equals 1. But the reason this is 1 is because I kept 0 decimal place. So I want to follow the instruction by keeping 5 decimal place. And a better way to do that is simply to use the round function, and then keep 5 decimal place. And then when I pull all the way to the right, to the last year of the horizon period, right? I don't have to do this for the terminal period. Because terminal period, I will use a different formula to calculate the present value. So after that, I can just get the present value of ROPI, right? By multiplying the ROPI by the discount factor. So then for this, I also need to round to the whole dollar. So keep 0 decimal place and change the format here to be just the general. So, and then I can pull all the way to the right. And then the cumulative of present value of ROPI, simply the sum of these 4 numbers here. So then I need to calculate the present value of the terminal ROPI. So this is basically the terminal ROPI divided by the discount rate, WACC, which is 6%, and then minus the growth rate of in the terminal period. The growth rate is 1%, right? So it's 1%. But so far, this value is the present value in terms of the last period of the horizon period, which is 2020. So to get the present value in terms of 2016, I still need to discount this back 4 years, right? So the discount rate is still 6%, but the power here needs to be 4 because 2020 and 2016 is 4 years apart. So this is the present value of the, oh, I forgot to put the 6%. And then I also need to follow the rounding requirement by round to the whole dollar. And then NOA for this year is simply the reported number, right? Because for the present value of the firm based on the ROPI model, I need to add NOA. So then the firm value will be the sum of these three numbers here: cumulative present value of the ROPI of the horizon, and present value of the terminal ROPI, and NOA. So then I need to deduct N and O, right? N and O, I can get it from this from the assumption here. And if there's NCI, non-controlling interest, I also need to deduct that, but seems that there's no such item, so I can just calculate equity value by taking the difference between the total firm value and this N and O. So then shares outstanding is, I need to keep 2 decimal place, remember? So this is also directly provided. This is 318.3. So, and for this, I need to format the cell by keeping 1 decimal place by following the rounding requirement. If you still recall, this is rounded to 1 decimal place. And finally, price per share is simply the dividing equity value by the shares outstanding, right? So, and then I need to keep 2 decimal place for this number by following the instruction. So I guess we are done for the first part of this exercise. Let me just copy all the numbers back to this table. All right, I've done copying all the numbers into this table. And I also made sure there's no negative signs with my answers. And then part B, Whole Foods stock closed at $30.96 on this date. So our estimated price is slightly lower than this price. And how does your valuation estimate compare with this closing price? What do you believe are some reasons for the difference? So A, stock prices are a function of many factors. It is impossible to speculate on the reasons for the difference. This is obviously not correct, right? Our stock price estimate is only a few cents lower than the Whole Foods market price, and that is correct, indicating that we accurately priced Whole Foods stock. So this sounds right, actually, but let's further read. Maybe there's a better answer. Our stock price estimate is lower than Whole Foods market price, indicating that we believe that Whole Foods stock is overvalued. Stock prices are a function of expected NOPAT and NOA, as well as the WACC discount rate. Our low stock price estimate might be due to more optimistic forecast. This is obviously not correct, right? If it's more optimistic forecast, then our estimated price should be higher than the actual price, not lower. So then the last one, all stock price estimate is lower, and that's correct, indicating that we believe it's undervalued. That's correct. Stock price is a function of expected NOPAT. And the outperformance estimate be due to more this is also more optimistic forecast. This is also not correct. So the only correct answer is this one. Let me check my answers. Very good.